Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, and our line is Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for y'all. I did not go to the movies this week. This weekend, my friend Cam came over because he was lending me a game, and he was lending me a Splatoon amiibo so that I can unlock some stuff in Animal Crossing New Horizons. He wanted to know like which amiibos he should bring over, and when I actually looked up the details of how to do it and what amiibo you needed, like there's Zelda and Splatoon stuff, and like there's 2 characters for each, and so like basically like half the Splatoon amiibos will unlock one character and the other half will unlock the other. Same with the Zelda amiibos. And so I was like, okay, but I don't care about the characters, because also you'd have to invite them 3 times to get them to move to your village anyway, so it's like I don't care about them, and that's a lot of effort, and I don't want to borrow your amiibo for however long that'll take. So I was just like, just bring one random Splatoon amiibo, I just want the furniture. So I did invite the character for coffee, just to say hello, and then unlock the Splatoon furniture, which I'm not as interested in the Splatoon stuff. I've never been that big of a Splatoon fan, but some of the clothes were kind of cool looking, so I was like, oh, I'd wear that sweatshirt, sure, fine. It's just fun to have. I just wanted to unlock it so that I could have it as an option if I am in the mood. And he didn't have to bring a Zelda amiibo, because when I was looking up to see how the whole process worked, and I discovered like, you know, half will unlock one character, half will unlock the other, I discovered that I thought it was all the new Zelda amiibos that they'd made, but it turns out that the old Toon Link from Smash Brothers that I've had for years is one of them included. So I actually had a Zelda amiibo that would unlock the Zelda stuff. I did not realize. So I did that, invited the little birdie to my village he came to the island to camp, and then that unlocked all the furniture. And you can only buy 5 things a day from the catalog, so it took a few days before I could get like the full outfit and some of the furniture that I wanted. I wasn't gonna make a room in my house Zelda themed. I like the Lego room because it has actual furniture like a bed and a table and whatever. Zelda is just like Zelda artifacts with a wall and a rug that makes it look like the forest. So I was just like, nah, I'm good. I wanted to get some of the stuff and just like put it out on my island. So I took away Stonehenge, which cleared a nice space, and I put out some of the stuff. There was one artifact that looked really cool, but it started looking kind of cluttered, and I was like, nah, let's not use that one. So I wasted the bells, but who cares? I have millions. So I made a little Zelda area, and it's very cute. And I'll wear my little Zelda outfit for a little while. But that was fun, and now I've unlocked everything. The only thing I have yet to do is I do need to go and do some more rooms in the hotel, because I forgot that that's how you get the Nintendo games. Because after a certain point, I'm suspecting that it's when you finish the first floor of 8 rooms. I'm assuming they'll give you a second floor to decorate. But when you finish that first floor, the souvenir shop will start selling like an NES. And then like the second floor would be a Super NES or whatever. And when you have the NES, you can put that in your house, and then you can use it to play a video game. I forget what the games are, but it's not as cool as in the original Animal Crossing, where you could actually just go and buy the games, and then you could play all these different Super Nintendo games, well, just NES games, on your, inside Animal Crossing. They emulated these NES games, and it was amazing, and everyone was like, this is great. And then they were like, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore, because we can sell those to you through our eShop, so no more. But now they're giving you like a little smitten. It's not as good as that, but it's something. It's better than nothing, I guess. I just have to get off my ass and go decorate some more hotel rooms. With Disney, I've just been plugging away at the Star Path and strengthening my friendships with Lady and Tramp. I did make a point of going back. I had to actually go and look up online, because in the Lady and the Tramp realm, there's these little holes in the ground that you dig up pieces of a key. And I found 7 of the 8, and I could not find the 8th, and it was killing me. So I had to look up online where that 8th key was, piece, and then I could craft the key so that I could unlock this door in the dog pound, because there was a cell in the dog pound that had a treasure in it. And so I unlocked that door, opened the treasure chest, and it was this fucking gold bone trophy. So it was a complete waste of time. I did not care about that. I will not be decorating my house with that. So waste of time, but whatever. And then Nikki, they updated with the second half of this new update. So like Allison's shop opened for the exchanges daily, and then there was this new side quest where you help this sick woman who wants to restore a mural in a cave. And unfortunately, like all the other Infinity Nikki minigames, it's not implemented very well. So you have to click on a section of the image and then choose a color, and it will color that section that color. But like clicking a section, that color will do the whole mural. So you don't have to like click on every little section of yellow or whatever. You click one yellow section and then pick yellow, and everything that's yellow becomes yellow. And sometimes if you pick the wrong color, Momo will pop up and be like, that doesn't look right. And then you pick another one. And then you watch as the percentage goes up to 100%, which means you completed the mural. And I couldn't get it past 80, and it was driving me insane. And I'm like clicking, and I'm switching colors and clicking and switching colors. And I eventually figured out that there were two sections where the colors weren't right, but Momo didn't say anything. And it looked fine, but then it wasn't quite right. So then I had to tweak them, and then I eventually got it to 100%, and I was like, yay! And then you finish the mural, and there's a very dark turn to the story because it's Nikki, so it gets dark and heavy and weird. And it looks like you've completed the whole mural in the cutscene. But then there's actually like 5 or 6 more sections that you have to do in the minigame section. And I actually went and did all of the other sections to complete the whole mural because the rewards weren't great, but the very final reward for completing all the sections was this absolutely ridiculous outfit for Momo with like this wig and everything, and I was just like, I need that. So once I got that, I was done. And then after I finished that, I went back to the main quest where I ran into another wall where it's like, oh, you need a whole bunch of Wangchang coins. So I was like, well, I guess I have to go do more hot pot. But thankfully, one of these hot fixes seems to have fixed the hot pot minigame. And I was able to just serve a bunch of hot pot and serve people and just keep doing it until I earned enough coins. And then I could go finish the main quest. Which was weird because there was no boss battle. I was like, oh, there's no boss battle. It was just like, some detective work and then some platforming, and then the goddess who's the enemy, who's not really the enemy, she's trying to help these people, but it wasn't working. And you get to the end, and basically the goddess is like, oh, that's what I was doing wrong. I didn't realize. And it's like, the story is not subtle. From the very beginning, it was very obvious like where this story was going, and I knew what the goddess was doing wrong, and you just had to get to the end of the story so that everyone else would realize, oh, that's what the problem was. Oh, well, now we're fine. Everything's good, and Nikki saves the day. But it was weird. There was no boss battle. There was a section where she gets this outfit that turns her into this, like, female centaur that was super creepy and disturbing, and I never want to see again. But yeah, so that's done. So that's nice. So, like, I don't have to play as much Nikki right now, which is good, because I have a new game. Oh, I actually have 2 new games. I forgot to mention this, but a couple of weeks ago, I bought a new game for my Switch. I bought The Sinking City, which I saw was on sale. It was $5. And it's basically like a Resident Evil kind of thing, but with more detective work, and it's all H.P. Lovecraft story. So I was like, that sounds interesting for $5. And I read a few reviews, and they were basically like, it's good. The detective stuff is excellent, because the developers do a bunch of like Sherlock Holmes games, so that's like their thing. So the detective stuff is really good, but the combat, not so much. But what finally made me get it was $5. But also, one of the reviews mentioned that there's 2 difficulty sliders. There's one for combat and one for puzzles. So you can do normal puzzles and then have easy combat, so it won't piss you off, I hope. but it looked interesting, and I needed something that I could play. I won't be playing this until July because I need something to play when I go visit my family, as I do every year. So I need something for the 5-hour bus ride. And this, I just want something that'll like suck me in and make the travel go by really quickly. And I thought, for $5, why not? I did see that it was also on PlayStation for 10, and that was the remastered version that like improves the graphics because it's an older game. And they did a remastered version that made the graphics look really pretty. I mean, everything's horrific, but it's pretty horrific. But I was like, well, no. Like, A, it's $10. But B, I need it portably because I need something to play portably when I go travel. Because I don't travel much, so I don't really play my Switch portably. But when I do, I'm like, let me get something that'll like really like occupy my brain and make the trip go by faster. But I won't be playing that until July, as I said. I am going to start it on the TV so I can get into it on the big screen before I have to switch to the small Switch screen. But that's not till July. But that's fine because I have a new game. I borrowed Ghost of Yote from my friend Cam. He lent me Ghost of Yote so that I can finally play the sequel that I've been wanting to play for a while. And unfortunately, I can't really say too much about it because I literally just got it yesterday and I started it last night and I've only played it for like maybe an hour. It's lovely. It looks beautiful. The story setup is good. I will say that I was a little irritated that in the beginning, like, her family is murdered by the Yote Six, these thugs that work for the evil emperor or whatever, and one of them is like super creepy and memorable. He's all like with this mask and everything, and it was like the Snake. And I was like, ooh, he's gonna be fun to hunt down and kill. Unfortunately, he's the first one that you go after, and that's like the tutorial section in the prologue. And I'm like, oh, like I thought he was like the most memorable of all of them, and they just threw him away in the prologue. And I was like, that's disappointing. Because he was just such a creepy bad guy. But he was relatively easy to kill because it's the tutorial and you're just learning the combat controls. So then you kill him and you're like, okay. And then you go to your homestead that's been destroyed and you basically switch between the present and the past as you like have flashbacks and you explore the current day homestead and find things, and then you flash back to the past and remember your thing, and then it sets up the family and the characters to, help ground her quest for revenge on the Yote Six who murdered her family. And then you head off on your journey to explore the giant map, which I've barely started, as I said. I'm supposed to go to like an inn nearby so I can get some clues for like if there's a Yote Six nearby, and then find them. But on the way, I came out of my homestead and I'm like, what's that over there? And it was these guys having a camp out, and I didn't have any food to cook, but like I chatted with them and I played my shamisen and I was like, whatever. And then I started to head for the inn, but then I saw some more smoke and I went over and it turned out that there was like a camp that these bandits had attacked. And I was just like, oh, I will kill those bandits for you. Thank you very much. Anything to help. And that's when I actually decided also I wanted to check out the photo mode, because Ghost of Tsushima had a beautiful photo mode, and this one is exactly as lovely. I just did a little simple shot standing in the weed or whatever with my horse behind me. I'm splattered in blood because I just killed all those bandits, but it makes for like a moody, cool picture, I thought. So I will be taking a lot more pictures as I explore this game and discover new areas, because everything is just beautiful and lovely and gorgeous. I'm currently playing on the graphics mode. I don't want performance. I want it to look super pretty. I don't care if it's 30 frames per second. I don't need 60 frames per second. So I'm playing on graphics mode. I was tempted by ray tracing, but I'd rather have everything look super crisp and pretty than have like pretty lighting. I don't know, but we'll see. I will have a lot more to say about this game after I've played it for more than an hour. So I'll have a lot more to say about Ghost of Yote next episode. So come back then and I'll let you know how I feel about it now once I've actually really sunk my teeth into it properly. See you then. Bye.